How's it, guys? So welcome back here. This here is we're gonna start doing the rear suspension of the Red 325 IS. This is the car that's been sandblasted and that's currently in paint. So while the car is in paint, they're doing a mock-up on the body. They're checking up everything. They're basically squaring the body up. Once everything is square, then obviously they'll start with body preparations, or I think there's a little bit of fabrication that needs to be done on that vehicle, but very minor. So they might carry that through on and then move over to body preparation and so on like that. But I will do another episode on that vehicle once we go through and check it out. For now, while that guy is in paint, we're actually going to start now with the rest of the vehicle, right? So one of these steps is the suspension. So on the Silver IS and on the other vehicles, I didn't really do videos. I took a lot of photos, but I didn't do much of the videos that I should have done on them. So I'm going to try and go through as far as possible on these here to show you what we actually do when we restore the suspensions. So, okay, let's start here firstly, right? Okay, I've taken off this brake pipe here. This brake pipe basically runs underneath the hub, to your rubber brake pipe, and then it runs to a splitter to the front of the vehicle. So this guy's off already. So this has been sprayed black, but the shape is still good. So what we'll do is I'll paint strip this guy out. Here. Yeah, because look at the threads are still good on here. So I'll paint strip this guy out and then I'll replate it. So we can keep the original sleeving. This is short sleeves on there. So we can keep that original. The other side is stripped. So I'm actually going to have to cut it off and make up a new line for that. And then these pipes here, I showed you a while back how we'd get these pipes done. So again, there's black spray over everything. So we first got to paint strip everything out. Then we've got to do intensive not sandblasting. We're going to do intensive cleaning and acid cleaning on the pipes, on certain parts of the pipes, and then we can go through the plating process. So on this specific one here, I'm going to now remove this pipe here, so it'll slot out of the dust plate, and then just take this guy out here. Okay, so size 14, this pipe comes off. It's a 80E pipe, but the rubber side to it is quite good, so we're going to reuse this pipe. So we're going to keep this guy here and we're going to restore that pipe. Next up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the caliper, right, and then we're going to slide out the disc. So what I have done is I have loosened everything up just so it makes it a bit easier for me in the video. So this one here is hand tight at the moment. So again, we want to keep these nuts and bolts all together because we will be plating them and so on. So here's the one bolt out here. Okay, here's the other one, still a bit tight. See if this is a 17. I'm going to see if I can use a socket just to it's tight. So I just want to get this guy out. So this guy goes onto the hub itself, right? And then the carrier will come separately with it. So this video is basically going to be our tear down video, and then the others will be of the cleaning process. Okay, so we've got the 270 nuts out. Just keep that here. Nothing else holding. There should be the brake sensor switch, but I see that's not on here, so that obviously we'll have to put on afterwards, but normally you'll find that at the bottom. Then to strip the caliper up, you're going to take off these Allen keys, pull them out, and so on like that. So we're going to keep this caliper one side because this is going to be for a later process where we are going to do a strip down paint strip of it, and then we'll decide what color we're going to go with the caliper. So caliper out there. Next up, I think let's get the disc off. So Allen key in place here. I just want to pop this disc out here. Obviously I'll have to take these nuts off, these bolts off. Okay, so these are also, you need to keep them because on the IS these are different sizes to the normal 325s. So I'm just keeping everything here close by, and then we'll pop the disc out. So the disc looks like it has some meat on it. I think that instead of buying new discs, we can go for a skim because there is enough life on it. We'll do a skim on the shoe side, and then what we'll do is we'll powder coat the hub side of it. So this is now the tricky part of it all, right? I think let me go ahead and strip out the ABS sensor. ABS sensors normally got an Allen key holding it. That's the original look of it. And then it should be just a little bit sticky from all the grime and muck in there. There's it. So what you'd like to do is just get a flathead in there and wedge it out. So a lot of the times you find these sensors always in crappy conditions or they are cut out. This is still in good nick. So this is something that you would like to keep one side, and you would like to use the originals because if I'm not mistaken they're about 2,300 rand each, and we need 4 of them on the vehicle. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a hold of these springs. I'm going to get them out here quickly. There's a one out, so your shoe springs. There's another one at the bottom. So in the previous videos, I think it was for the Escort, I actually done a video of us able to restore this kit here. You know what I can do afterwards, right? I can actually slide this guy out. Let me just see here. How does our handbrake cable? Okay, I'll have to slide the shoe out to get this guy out. So I can adjust it here as well if you really want to, right? But I think it's on its final adjustment already. No, it's right back. It's right back. So one more time. Yeah. I'm pushing it out, I'm pulling it in. No, I'm pulling it in. So this will allow me to pull the spring apart as well. So if you guys remember the photos that I posted up on the IS, this was actually the first one that we done, and we actually got it quite, it looked basically brand new when we were done with it. Okay, so this is, I'll have to take this clip out here. I'll have to take this guy out first. Doesn't wanna budge, the adjustment is too far out. Okay, so let me get the spring out at the bottom here quickly. So both the springs are out, right? So that will now allow me to loosen this guy up. Let me see what the size of this Allen key in here. This is much smaller. That's the same size. So normally with this guy, what you do is you press down, and it's got a keyway at the back. And you should be able to slide it out like that. So here's your one shoe. So here's the keyways here that I was talking about. So here's the one shoe here. This is the clip that I was busy with. So this here actually comes apart like this here. So you're able to make this guy silver, this is actually brass. So you polish it up, it'll be gold. Then you can make this guy gold and this guy silver again. So the breakups actually do look very good. the color breakups in it. So let's just do this shoe here quickly. Okay, so that's done. Okay, so here's the other clip. Here's the other shoe, right? So I'm just gonna move these guys. This is basically your spring kit. I'm just gonna move these guys here because I like to keep them safe, like to keep them all together. Now we're gonna remove the handbrake cable. So the handbrake cable normally, okay, here's it here. So unfortunately it's behind the hub. You can't really see what I'm doing here, but there is a pin that just holds it, and it's actually out. So this is how it looks. So this guy basically just hangs on. There's a holder here, there's a handbrake cable holder here at the bottom. That's basically at the lower part of the hub. Your cable slots into here. The cable will slot into here from the back, and then if you've got a pin, it'll slide into it, and then she will close. She'll close like this here, so the pin is unable to come out. But you want to keep these pins together with them because finding them is a mission, and obviously in second hand as well, you battle to find them because the minute you strap a car, they just come out with it. Okay, so from here we can't really do much, right? Let me just take this guy out. This here is the holder for the brake sensor. So that sits under the disc here, but this disc is bent a little bit. So I'll have to yank this guy a bit forward. Okay, there. Hopefully she'll come out. So these guys this is all the nitty gritties that you want to keep with you, because then otherwise you're going to have a cable hanging over here, and there is actually allocations for that. So I was saying to you, now in order to get the dust plate off, right, you need to take the hub off. In order to take the hub off, you've got to get the side shaft off. So let me see, the side shaft nut, the dog nut is still in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to strip out the VM with the side shaft and the dust plate. But I think we're going to have to order new dust plates because it is bent here at the bottom here. The bottom is not so bad. Maybe we can salvage this guy. But we'll see what we're going to do. But either way, they'll get powder. If we do keep them, they'll get powder coated, stripped up, powder coated, and so on like that. But this year will have to get stripped up on the vise, right? So we're then going to go through and take off the side shaft bolts, which is your Allen keys. So there shouldn't be any force needed here. This should basically pop out from the side shaft cup. You can, however, also yank the cup out with the side shaft, but I prefer doing it this way here. Then we can leave the diff in place and all items for the diff in place. Okay, so that's loose there. So we're gonna yank here. We're gonna take this guy out. So we're able to turn our side shaft. This will also give us an opportunity to see if this guy is an LSD in here, which I don't think we should face any issues with that. Let's see, I just want to get the Allen key. This one is a bit tight. Okay, so okay, so the side shaft is actually coming out in pieces. So this cup is not put on properly, right? Okay, so this guy is loose. I don't know if this had any work done to it before. Okay, so anyway, this guy is done. I'm going to move over to the other side. Okay, so I'm gonna get quickly. So let me just take this guy out as well. This here is the handbrake cable. So these cables look decent, they look good, but they look a bit stretched over here. So we'll do a length check, and then we'll decide if we're gonna replace them new. But those are available new, so I think while we are here, that's an item that we can actually do new instead of using the old ones, because obviously to get to doing them when they are in the car is a bit of a tricky one. So this is your V-arm bolts that everybody knows about. So your V-arm bushes sit in here. See if this one is as forgiving as the other side. Yeah, so it looks like the suspension has been taken out before. Gray, just come around here for me. Okay, so this guy is ready to come off. Just lift up there for me. Okay, it's fine. Leave it like this. Okay, so I'm just going to explain to you about here. Your side shaft will come out, your ABS ring is here. So there's a lot of color coding that will go on the shaft itself. We'll go ahead and look at how the CVs are on the inside, how the ball bearings are, how the knuckle is. If that needs to be replaced, then obviously we'll replace that. Otherwise, we will repair this guy and assemble it, and then get the color coding correct as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move over to the other side. And strip that guy out, and then we can strip the duff out after that. Okay? Okay. Okay, so while I am here quickly, just move this guy for me, please. And just leave it under the table for us. Okay, so what I'm going to do is here quickly, I'm going to move these guys out while I am here. Again, you want to keep all your nuts and bolts together because we want to try and maintain uniformity with the nuts and bolts. Leave this one, it's fine. It's fine. So this one is a bit stubborn, yeah. Actually wants me to lift up this side here. So this is how the cookie crumbles, right? You always get one stubborn bolt. So it looks like the suspension has been worked on before. The stuff is not too tight. Okay, so here's the four. You can see they're all uniform. So the same nuts and the same bolts. Okay, I'm just going to grab the ABS sensor out again, because you'll see that here they put a size 10 bolt into it. And then we're going to unclip this guy here and off the clip here, and these clips also quite important to keep them with it. So again, ABS sensors in good nick. This will actually save us on the vehicle. So automatically you can see here on the rear suspension, it's almost a 5,000 Rand saving, just because we're able to use these guys again. So this is the nut that they used. It's supposed to be an Allen key bolt, this is the bolt that they used. It's supposed to be an Allen key bolt like this here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that side shaft out. So I'm going to get this guy out. All nice and loose for me already. Remember, I told you that I cannot strip the side because I need to first pull out. I'm going to cut this guy out, cut this pipe out here first, then I'll be able to take the caliper out and go through the process that I showed you on the other side. Okay, so we just got two more to go through here. Again, you always find one stubborn bolt. Okay, so this shaft didn't come out in pieces. You can see this cap is still firmly on. So this guy is ready to go down with it. Okay, try. Right, and you'll find that for some of the E30s that's been drifted and spun around, they normally like to tear up here. So here again we've loosened the bolts. These guys are loose. As soon as I think these are 17s or 19s. In the 19s. So that stuff should just drop here now. Okay, so bolt and washer, same thing on the other side. So it's 4 bolts and washers. You're going to try and keep uniformity, and the high tensile bolts as well. So the tough carrier will move. Obviously this will get paint stripped. These are your tough carrier bushes. So just to show you guys quickly here, these here are your tough carrier bushes. Normally you develop play along this area here and it will cause a swaying of the vehicle. So you'll normally pick up here and sway off it. So just move these tools out here, move this block out here. On your DUF side, this is going to be another episode that we're going to, sorry, there's grease. This is going to be another episode for this stuff, but just quickly on it. You can see the stuff, let me bring it closer to the camera. So the stuff has got some stencil paintings on it, or it's got some markings on it. What I'm going to do is we're first going to give it a clean up and try and distinguish what the markings are. What we'll try and do is make a stencil of it, so that after we powder coat the DUF, we can repaint those markings onto here, just to keep the originality behind it. What we're going to do with the DUF is, we're going to open it up, we're going to strip the casing out, so we'll disassemble everything. Do intensive cleaning of the DUF. We'll powder coat your left and right cups. We'll powder coat the casing. We'll blast the rear casing, so you can see this guy was made black. This will get blasted off, the diff casing bush will get pulled off, your sensor switches and all of those will come off and get done to the respective colors. This will get powder coated, and then afterwards I'm not going to put it back together. It's not something I enjoy doing, so we're going to be taking it through to one of the gearbox and diff dealers, someone reputable. Hopefully I can find one this time here and let them assemble it and torque it the way it should, because if I get the torque wrong on this idea, we're either going to pick up diff lash or the diff is going to whine like crazy. You can feel there is some lash on the stuff already, so this can be just of age. So anyway guys, this is the rear suspension. Just to be more specific, it's the rear suspension of the red 325 IS strip down. Next episode will be the strip down of the front suspension, and then we should start powder coating, paint stripping, powder coating, and getting the whole process done, and then it'll be the assembly point of it. So again, if you guys enjoy the content that you're seeing, if you find this helpful, please like, share and subscribe to our channel. For those of you who have already, we thank you, and let's hope to hear from you soon. Okay, cheers guys.